Hey y'all, hey, this is Hey Media Money. This podcast is powered by none other than the Media Sip, your favorite place to be for all of your media tea, where we talk about all things TV, movies, and of course events. So we can tell you what movies to watch and what moves you need to make. But today we are getting into one of the latest releases that I can personally say was such a breath of fresh air and just something new. I really enjoyed it. It was one of those movies that had me really talking back to the TV. I haven't done that in a while. Today we are getting into the new Malcolm D. Lee, Tyler Perry Studios produced film, Strung. Drop down in the comments if y'all have watched Strung. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts. Did you see the twist coming? We're going to get into all of that. But before we jump in, please make sure that you subscribe. Please make sure that you follow me. I have to get these numbers up, y'all. So many amazing things are coming down the pipeline for the Media Sip and for Hey Media Money. So let's get these numbers up. Make sure that you're engaging and you don't want to miss any of the major announcements that we have coming up. So if you can make sure you're following me, make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you're commenting, make sure just all the things, y'all, because definitely some major things in the works. But let's get into Strung. So we did respond to the trailer that dropped a couple weeks before the premiere. If you don't know, the Media Sip does have a segment that we call the First Sip, where we actually review movie trailers. And from the gate, y'all, I was very much into this movie because starting out, the cast alone, we have Chloe Bailey, very underrated talent to me, but don't get it twisted. She is a Beyonce baby, okay? She is a Parkwood project, all right? Because she has the makings of a superstar to me. Chloe Bailey can sing, she can dance, she can play multiple instruments, she can write. The look in itself just eats down. I think she's a beautiful girl. Her and her sister both rocking their locks, I think is just perfect. So immediately I'm into this film out the gate, seeing Chloe. Then you have Coco Jones. Coco Jones plays like her best friend in the movie. We then have Lynn Whitfield, aka I'm never gonna play nobody broke, or I'm gonna be somebody mean or be somebody evil, but I'll never play somebody broke. The legendary Lynn Whitfield from Thin Line Between Love and Hate. I mean, Lynn Whitfield's actress scorecard is deep, baby. Okay, so out the gate from the trailer, I'm really into it. But let's actually dive into the movie, y'all, because like I said, it felt so fresh and original to me. But at the same time, to me, the movie Strung is what that movie The Handmaid thought that it was. It was what that movie was trying to be. I'm just saying. But let's get into it. So in Strung, we meet Chloe. Her character is named Layla. And Layla is, we see a bit of foreshadowing fresh out the gate. We see foreshadowing of a little girl that we later see on Layla's phone screen. Layla is a performer. She is a musician, and we see that in this like dream sequence that she has in the beginning of the film. And I wouldn't say it's given like starving artist, but Layla is definitely like sleeping on her homegirl couch. She's a teacher, and unfortunately in this country, teachers are not making no type of money for real. Listen, Whitney Houston told us the children are our future, and baby, we don't pour nothing into them. The people that are teaching the kids should be getting the highest salaries, but that's a conversation for another day. But yeah, so Layla's a teacher. She's a musician, so she's an artist. And like I said, it's not given that she's a starving artist, but it's definitely given like her money's a little funny. So from there, we can see that she is looking to tap into opportunities that can help her financially, that can help her grow, that can help her kind of expand everything that she's doing. So we see her in this very cute diner. And one thing about me, y'all, I love a good diner. I love a good diner, baby, with a good meal. Like, I want the, and maybe that's probably why I love Waffle House and forever will love Waffle House, because it's something about that flat top. There is history in a good flat top at a good diner. I'm just saying, I love that. So we see Layla at this diner, and she has a very like cute encounter with this very attractive man that's like sitting behind her. So, you know, sometimes at diners they'll have the little like tabletop jukeboxes, and usually those like old school jukebox radios will have a lot of like older music in it. And y'all know me, I say it all the time, I am from a little town called Charles City County right here in Virginia, and I grew up on classic music. So, you know, you might get in my car and hear everything from Foxy Brown to Otis Redding to Al Green to Patsy Cline. Like, that's just, my musical taste is so wide of a range. So immediately this movie was drawing me in because of the musical choices. Loved it down. But yeah, Layla is flirting with this very attractive man, and they have this like very cute, like meet cute, like a very just like engaging encounter with each other as their first impression of each other, because clearly they both have an appreciation for music. So she plays a song and then he'll play a song, and they're literally like flirting back and forth with the music. And baby, some Nat King Cole comes on, and that man walks over to that table. And baby, we are 10 minutes into the movie, y'all. We're 10 minutes into the movie Strung. And they got my girl Chloe twirling around in the sheets. I'm like, 10 minutes in, they got right to it. But that's how I knew this movie was going to take us on a wild ride, because I'm like, they got straight to the like steamy scenes right there, like right fresh in the beginning. So I'm like, okay. So from there, we get a little bit more into Layla's backstory. We do in fact see that she is a music teacher to kids. And honestly, we see her in the classroom. It's a classroom full of kids. They all have different instruments. And in that moment, it just made me realize how much we need to bring back art programs and music programs for our children, because there is so much that you learn from tapping into the arts. And I remember growing up, we had recorder classes, and then we had band, and you know, I played the flute for years, like even before getting into my performing arts high school and doing theater and productions and all of those things. Even in my elementary and middle school in my very small town, we had art programs. So seeing that, and seeing that Layla is working for affluent communities, it just really made me think like, wow, you know, those communities that are underserved and underprivileged do not get the luxury of hands-on art programs like this. And my thing is, all these billionaires, trillionaires now in the world, that's what y'all need to be funding. I digress. Let's get back to the movie. But Layla is teaching, and like I said, you can tell she's teaching to these very like privileged and wealthy kids. And as she's teaching, you can tell Layla has such a great connection with her students. So in walks Lynn Whitfield, aka Lynn, I don't play nothing but wealth and luxury Whitfield, telling Layla that she is actually looking for a tutor for her granddaughter Zuri. And of course Layla is into this because we all know how Lynn Whitfield presents. in every movie that she's in and in life. I had the pleasure of meeting and interviewing her at the Cafe Mocha event that I did. That's why y'all need to be following me. Get into these celebrity interviews, okay? But I had the pleasure of meeting her where she was honored, as well as Ryan Coogler was honored at the Cafe Mocha award show. And as devious as Lynn Whitfield can be on TV, as mean and vile and just like deceptive and just like very malicious, that is just who she plays on TV, y'all. When I tell you that is the sweetest woman, that's how I know she's an amazing actress, because how is she able to play these evil characters so well? Sweetest lady. Poured into me so great. But anyway, so back to the movie. We're talking Strung, the new release on Peacock, starring Chloe Bailey and Lynn Whitfield. Let's get into it. So the grandmother tells Layla she's looking for someone to tutor her granddaughter, Zuri. And she's like, come visit our home. Like, this would be a living position. And again, you can see the money. You can see the wealth. So, of course, Chloe is interested because sis is not in a place to turn down money right now. I told y'all. She's not a starving artist, but that money is a little funny. So, this is the opportunity she was hoping for. She goes to visit the home. It's a beautiful mansion, y'all. Chloe pulls up to the mansion in her little Prius with her bumper sticker from her college on there, and you can tell, like, girl, you're pulling this little Prius up in front of this mansion. Like, the juxtaposition of it all and the directorial choices that Malcolm D. Lee made in that moment, just to show the wealth gap between the two. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. He did great with that. So we get there, and, you know, the grandmother is asking Layla all these questions, like, you know, are you seeing anyone? And then she's asking Layla, like, well, do you have any family or siblings? And I don't know, y'all, because y'all know, when I went down to Fort Leonard Wood and joined the United States Army, y'all know I was in the military. And maybe it's just the cop in me, that law enforcement side of me. I immediately picked up on, like, why is this lady asking all of these, like, very deep security style questions? It's like as if she needed to confirm, like, oh, I need to make sure she's alone. I need to know who would come looking after her. Immediately, my antennas are just going up, like, what's that about, you know? But I'm like, let me not look too much into it. You know, maybe she's just a concerned grandmother. They are bringing this person to live in their home, so maybe she's just doing her due diligence, you know? But we do see that, again, the wealth is just showing in the architecture of this home, everything that they're offering Layla. And she also tells her, like, this is a hypoallergenic house. All organic, everything, even down to the fibers in the clothing, have to be hypoallergenic because the granddaughter Zuri has a lot of allergies. And allergies that can be, like, life-threatening. So immediately you can tell, like, okay, this is a very, like, all organic, whole foods or nothing type of house. Like, so this is something that Layla has to be mindful of. The grandma takes Layla outside to then meet the mother. And Zuri's mother is pregnant. And she barely spoke to Layla. Like, all she said was like, oh, pretty. And she was in there in her, you know, very expensive workout outfit, and has a private yoga instructor in her backyard. Like, again, just showing the wealth that this family has, right? But in that scene, we also learned that Zuri's dad was a rapper, a very famous rapper who passed away. And lo and behold, y'all, behold and lo, thine eyes before me. Guess who was the father? It's played by Pardison Fontaine, y'all. And he was this big rapper, and in this world, he's this big rapper named RBG, and he allegedly overdosed when Zuri was 4. So again, y'all, maybe it's that law enforcement in me, but the antennas are going up immediately. I'm like, eyebrow up. Like, what you mean he overdosed? And she, okay, now y'all got all this money. Like, I'm just immediately I'm like, yeah, something going on up in here. So, Zuri was 4. And I'm not going to lie, just the little glimpses that we're getting of Zuri so far, I was like, Zuri is bad a little bit. Like, she is giving, like, she might got some stuff with her. So then we learned that Amaya is the little sister, the little girl that we kind of saw. Oh. So yeah, then we see that the little girl that we saw in that initial dream sequence is actually Layla's little sister. And Layla feels so connected to Zuri because Zuri reminds her of that little girl being her sister, Amaya. So, it's move-in day, y'all, and they legit give Layla an entire, like, ensuite. Like, she has a whole guest house. This is a good little come-up. They move her into the guest house that used to be a recording studio. And they tell her it's soundproof. They're like, yeah, you could scream and nobody would hear you. Again, y'all, just like, can you see what I'm saying? The suspense that this movie is building up. I'm like, what you mean? Why would they move her into a place where it's soundproof? Again, the cop inside of me is just, the law enforcement side is just screaming like, I don't know, girl, I don't know. But I did want to point this out because at this point, y'all, we're 25 minutes into the movie Strung, the new movie Strung from Malcolm D. Lee, produced by Tyler Perry Studios. Strung streaming on Peacock. We are 25 minutes into the movie and we still have not seen the little girl Zuri's face. She keeps on this African mask that her father gave her. She keeps that thing on when she's walking around the house. She's practicing her piano. She's going to the schoolhouse. We have not seen this little girl's face. And the entire time I'm thinking, did something happen to Zuri? Was she born with some sort of birth defect? Or like this entire time I'm genuinely like, why are they not showing her face? Like, what is it about this mask? Like, that's what made this such an enjoyable watch, because Strung doesn't just lay everything out like so many of these movies do nowadays. It actually builds up the storyline so you can fully like engage in it and really, really get into it. Really draws you in because it doesn't just spill it all out for you. And a big part of that was not revealing characters until the right moments, because we have not seen Zuri's face and we also have not met Zuri's father, or the father that is raising her. So the man in this beautiful mansion, we don't know who he is. We keep, we hear reference to the husband and the husband will be home whenever, but we never see his face until we finally do. And it is at a breakfast scene, y'all. And why is the husband, the father, the man of the house that Layla is now working in, the same man that was playing the Nat King Cole in the diner from the beginning? Marcus. It's the same Marcus. They're one and the same. It's one Marcus. It's all of them. I'm like, oh my gosh. So when she had her little like rendezvous at the diner, that is the same man who was the husband of the family that is now paying her to tutor this little girl. So immediately, y'all, Layla is looking like, oh my God, that is the same man that I had like this one night stand with. This is the same man I was rolling around in the sheets with. It's like, oh my God. Y'all, from there, this movie takes us on such a wild ride, but in the best way. It was so satisfying that I don't even want to spoil it in this movie review. I don't even want to spoil it for y'all because I'm like, have y'all seen it? Do you plan to see it? Whatever the case, I need everyone to watch Strung. It's streaming on Peacock. It is a great watch. It gives romance, it gives suspense, it gives thriller, it gives you a twist that you would not believe. I think I'm going to end it right there because I want you to watch it so we can talk about it. And then I might do a part 2. But drop down in the comments. Have you watched Strung on Peacock starring Chloe Bailey? Did you see the twist coming? If you have watched it, did you see the twist coming? Did you see... Because I'm not going to lie. I thought I had it figured out until I didn't. So... let me know your thoughts. Drop down in the comments. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. This is Hey Media Money, and this is the Media Sip Podcast, your favorite place to be for all of your media tea. Make sure that you're following us. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. All of the things, y'all. Stay locked in because we have so many amazing things dropping, and I can't wait to bring y'all along for the ride. Stay tuned, and I'll catch you in the next one.